Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the playthrough of Gran Turismo 4. We are going to do the Japanese 80s festival, I think it is called. Previous episode we selected the second-hand Skyline that you see in the garage right now. And let's see how competitive it is. So Japanese events. Trying to gold all these. Japanese 80s festival. Alright, so it is like a little bit bite-sized. It's not super short, the races. Some of them are 5 laps, I think. But it's not a championship. So if it goes sour, we can just start over instead of forfeiting the whole championship. Let's disable the assists. Alright, what is the competition? All older cars? Much older cars. So yeah, probably I'm again a little bit overpowered. But yeah, I also really want to make some progress. So there will be enough opportunities for close racing, and we already had a lot of close racings and challenges that took like 5 hours, like driving mission 34. So at one point I also want to make a little bit of progress, so I don't mind being a little bit overpowered. Although it looks like I'm way overpowered if I look at the competition. But whatever, let's just get this over with. Although, whatever that is, CRX or something, I have no idea, but there's always one car that is somehow quicker than you would expect. Let's try and read what it is, an MR2 Toyota. Alright, see you later, dudes. Oops, a little bit too much braking. But the old second-hander, I think it really had like 70 or 80k on the clock. Holding up pretty well. I remember this corner from one of the harder tests. This is really a corner where you can make a lot of time or lose a lot of time. Right, so it's basically me driving against the clock. Let's try and improve the time. So 2:13. Oh. That went pretty quick, by the way. And somehow I thought I overshot my braking point. Apparently I didn't. Oh shit, way too early. I wanted to brake at the red banner, but there are actually 2 red banners. Screwed up that corner. But it should be better than the first lap, albeit if not only for the fact that we had a much higher speed on this straight in the second lap, because we of course came over start finish full speed instead of from a standstill in the first lap. The only thing is I did not see the time at all. Not sure whether I was quicker through there. Uphill I was, but downhill, not too sure. Slightly overshooting the corner. Totally screwing up this one. Fuck me. This is a really important corner. And this one as well. Fuck me, man. So this lap, I think compared to the second one, had a couple of points where it was better, but also sections where it was worse. Right, I think last lap was quicker than the second lap somehow. Anyways, let's skip the replays, let's get some progress done. Still have so much to do and so many other games on the agenda. Alright. It's too bad that it doesn't store anywhere what your best time is on a lap. With the car specified. At least I don't think it does. Alright, 5 laps of night driving. Very suitable for this car, I would say. Like a purple skyline. Driving at night through Tokyo. I should probably take a more balanced car, but as mentioned, still so much to do. I cannot spend hours on each and every single race. Alright, this does appear to be, I'm not 100% sure. I am sure that there is a lot of slowdown with the Vulcan renderer at night races. And I really don't recognize this track, to be honest. I think we may be driving it in reverse section. Man, that slowdown is crazy. But I will just continue Yeah, it's really super distracting. It's not like only a little bit, it's constantly frame skipping. And stuff going on. Yeah, maybe it's not reversed, but this is just like a shorter section of this track. Which, it's been a while since I've driven here. Right, what car is this? Skyline as well. It does have the Skyline double circular tail lights. Skyline RS. RS Turbo. See if we can read the backside to the right. What does it say? RS Turbo. It says something else. I cannot read it. See you later, dudes. Oh shit. Oops. Man, I really don't I'm not familiar with this one. Car actually has quite good grip. Feels pretty planted. But again, it does feel a little bit like work getting all these races done. Oops, you need to brake before the 50-meter sign. I think we have one more lap to go after this one. Right, let's check the time if we can improve it. Ah, this was it already. 102. See you later, alligator. Yeah, so next time I'm in one of these races, like the US regional races, European or other Japanese ones, I will try to find a car that is a little bit more balanced, because this is really boring. On the other hand, yeah, I have mixed emotions as mentioned. I also want to make progress. I don't want to redo races 10 times over. I already did that a lot, or had to do that a lot. So I'm still not really sure how to go about the rest of the playthrough, because just as a homage to this game, I would like to 100% it, but then you have to also tackle all the endurance races, which are, yeah, pretty crazy. Like 24 hours. What the hell is this? An Isuzu. 24 hours, literally. So if I will skip the endurance races, yeah, then the main part of the game I already completed, like the license test, the driving missions, the special condition events. Beginner, the only one I didn't do yet, and that's I think what I want to do, is do all the regional events like Japanese, European, US, like we're doing now. And then also do the extreme events, which in itself will take a lot of time, because there are some really long championships in there. And there's also one, I think it's called the GT Championship or something. You have to drive it with a Formula car, or at least that is what the competition is driving. And you can only get that car, I think, by doing the Nürburgring 24 hours. So I will either have to do that, which of course would be a whole trip in itself. But yeah, it's also not B-spec mode. It's not really. Yeah, I don't see the purpose of the computer letting you driving the car for you. On the other hand, it also doesn't make sense to do a 24 race all by yourself. That also doesn't happen in real life. There are multiple drivers. So then what I could do is just drive the first stint, and then afterwards have the B-spec modes drive the rest. But I probably then first have to train my B-spec driver, and I really don't want to put any time in B-spec, because it just feels, I find it such a weird addition to the game. Maybe if it's only meant to be able to have a second or third driver for the 24-hour events, I can imagine, but you can basically do any race in B-spec, I think. Which to me really is quite weird. Because it's basically having the computer play the game for you. Why would you buy a game if the computer is playing it? You can just as well watch a movie. But yeah, let's worry about that later. Let's get this Japanese event over with. Alright, 1052. is my best lap. Let's see if we can beat that. Alright, screwed up that last corner. Was that a 104? That is way slower than the 102 I had before. How can I? It didn't feel like 2 seconds slower. Let's quickly check that out. It's a little bit annoying that those best times, they are only on screen for very short amount of time if you play with minimal nuts. Alright, so I start with 112. And you cannot also really jump to a specific 106. You cannot really jump to a specific moment in the replay. You can only fast forward, as far as I see. So, all right, we had a 106, and now we have a 105.2. Maybe I mixed it up, so it was a 105 that was my best. Instead of a 102. Somehow I thought it was a 102. 105.2, yeah, still, yeah, okay. And then my last lap is a 106.0 or something, I think. No, it's a 104.5, so my last lap was the fastest. That's also why I wanted to see it, because it felt like a pretty fast lap, that last one. So I was like, first I was like, okay, it's 102 my best time, and now I only have a 104 or 105. How is that possible? But 102 was not my best time. My previous best time was 105.2, I think, and then last lap I went to 104.5. 2 more to go. Here we go. Such a weird car. Oh shit, dude. The EXA. It's some kind of, I saw it while browsing cars. It's apparently an LA specific model. For Los Angeles. I always forget the name of this track. It's not Twin Ring Motegi. I have no idea. I do remember this part, it's quite tricky to get through these S's. Alright, I'm really driving bad, but again, we're in a faster car and I just want to get it over with. Alright, is the name of the track somewhere here? I didn't see it anywhere. Right, how many laps? Please let it be 3. Yes, last lap. Oops, my bad. Right, you really need to, in these S's, you really want to steer in early and sharp to position yourself well for the subsequent corner. Right, what was the name of this track? I just don't remember. It's not Driving Park, it's not Motegi. Why do I... It is not High Speed Ring, it's not Deep Forest. Alright, I'm just gonna look at it, fuck it. No, let's try and figure it out. I'm not looking at the screen now, so... No, it's on the top of my tongue, but on the tip of my tongue. I think we need to do one more race actually. Apricot Hill. I would have never thought of that one. I really was thinking in a different direction. Alright, Apricot. And then Suzuka, 2 laps. We can do that. again, one of these mini events within a regional event, it does almost take up a full episode. And that is when you are in an overpowered car. If you have more close races and you have to start over a couple of times, it will just for sure take up an episode. So there is still so much more to do. Just like the S's in Apricot Hill, here as well, you really want to steer in early, much earlier than you think you should, otherwise you will go wide. And you are not positioned well for the next bend in the opposite direction. Probably could have left it in third here. I do think this car has quite good brakes. Maybe it's also because it's not like crazy quick. So, holy shit, over there it didn't have that good brakes. So there's a little bit maybe less speed to be scrubbed off. But often the brakes feel pretty decent. Much braking probably. Alright, one more lap and the championship is done. Using the curbs a bit. I'm not sure what's quicker there. Going back to seconds? I don't think so. But you do end up quite low in the rev range in thirds. If you keep it in thirds. we go. Done in the pocket. God damn it. I also would like to just play Demon Souls and other games that are still on my to-do list. The original Demon Souls, by the way, because I do read that the new one takes a little bit too many artistic liberties. Well, I'm really a fan of that obscure, weird Japanese game development. So I will be playing the original Demon Souls. Mitsubishi HSR 2 concept. We already sold that one at the dealership. Normally I really don't like concept cars at all, but this one, yeah, it looks so much a little bit like a Batmobile and also a little bit like G.I. Joe with that, I'm not sure if it was G.I. Joe, but you had like that red Trans Am or something, or a Pontiac Firebird with all kinds of spoilers that came up, just a little bit like the later Knight Rider variants. This one has two side wings appearing at the front and also like a pretty impressive spoiler at the back. It's such a quirky car that I probably will leave it in the garage, despite normally I really ditch anything that is concept related because it doesn't do anything for me. Alright, now we have 90s challenge. So basically the same but in a newer car. And that's a little bit the problem that I have. It's a little bit repetitive, but of course because it's such a big game, and I cannot fault it for that because it does offer a lot of replayability. But yeah, if you just quickly want to get through it because you also have other games that you would like to start, then I'm getting a little bit impatient. But it does provide the opportunity to drive cars that you otherwise would normally maybe not do. So we need Japan and then 90s road cars. Okay, an Evolution, MX-5, Skyline. We do have another Skyline as well. And we have this 270R. That's maybe a nice one to take. Not too overpowered, but still it's a Sylvia that got the Nismo treatment, I think. We have an Integra Type R. We have some pretty cool cars that we could use. Alright, Subarus, and these are all rally cars. I've driven them enough during the special condition events. Toyota Supra, it's tuned. I will leave it also. I will try to compete in stock cars. Skyline, this is the one that we... No, this is not the one that we used. This is the one that I previously used in the first, I think, championship of the Japanese championship or event, and it was not competitive at all over there. So Integra or the NSX we already used. Where is the NSX, by the way? Maybe it's a later year, the NSX. Yeah, here it is, 2001. Alright, what I was thinking is either we go with this 270R, but I probably will be outclassed. But it's a rear-wheel drive car, that's pretty fun. Or I wanted to go with an RX-7, because that's also one of my favorite cars. But yeah, let's just see whether this one is a bit competitive. Oh, apparently it's not a production car. because it's a tuner car. Alright, let's just see if there's any RX-7 available. Here is one, very old one. I can of course take that other Skyline, but yeah, then I'm only driving Skylines, which also feels a little bit boring. Here, this one looks pretty cool, yellow RX-7. RZFDJ. This is a Type R and this is a Type RZ. If only I knew what the difference was. Type RFD. The other one was an RZ FDJ. That's the same, I would say. Somehow this one is a bit more expensive than the yellow one. The other one was also an R. Oh, we also have a GTX, which has way less horsepower. That's that older model. I really don't like that one. It's an FC, it is. But we also had like an R and an RZ here, this one. So this one also high mileage. This one as well, all around the 70-ish km. This one is 14k from 92. It's not that big of a difference. 13 and 15. I thought these were much more expensive, but that's actually not the case. 14. This is 13. So they're all same price approximately. 95. 293 Newton meters. How much is the old one? Also 293, so I don't really see a difference. Type RS. By the way, this is really quintessential, I would say, Skyline color. I don't see the name of the color, but pretty cool. Normally, that color really doesn't fit any car in my view, except a Skyline. Alright, yellow RX-7. Find it pretty cool actually, although I don't really like the wheels on that one. Can maybe better go with the newest. Although I also don't really like the color in the wheels on this one. Then we have a little bit older over here. What does it say? RZ. Apparently, maybe probably quicker. I do like these RX-7s in white, to be honest. Let's quickly see what the other one has to offer. $18K. This one I think is even newer. The other one was 95. Alright, this looks like a contender. mean, money is not really a problem. A 98 even. Has a little bit more torque, 313 or 318. It also has quite ugly fog lights in the front spoiler. Does this one has that as well? No, this one has a different front end. How many? 293 Newton meter, 261 horsepower. Then this one is better actually. This one would also be cool if it was in white. Style 01, a Pro Drive Style 01. What is Style 01? No idea. Ah no, 01 is the production year. It's just Pro Drive Style. Here we have, this is a very old one, but somehow, no, this is a newer one. But outside our range, we need to be 90s. A Bathurst edition. Pretty nice detail. All these front ends, they are slightly different, I think. Does it say Bathurst? I cannot read it. It had like a little cooling ducts for the front brakes, I think. Alright, this is a 98. Let's just go with this one. Newer the better, I would say. I don't really like the front end that much. But for the rest... it looks pretty fine. And let's do one race to see if we're competitive. Alright, Apricot Hill again, 3 laps. Grand Valley 4, Twin Ring Motegi. Short course, 3 laps. Special stage Route 5 and Fuji. Right, we have a 98, we have the newest car, and yeah, again I'm overpowered because they are all like in little Preludes and Civics. Let's see. It's not a championship, so it will differ per race. Otherwise I would maybe have restarted to just randomize the starting grid, maybe to have a little bit faster cars on the grids, to provide at least a little bit of challenge, because pretty sure I will be blasting past them in the RX-7. But we'll see, maybe they are tuned. Oh shit, I have to, forgot to put oil in the car. New oil, so I have a little bit of a handicap performance wise. And that's what I mean. You would not really expect it, but somehow that little Miata is quite quick over there. at least a little bit competition. What kind of Miata is that? Is it tuned or something? I mean, it's keeping up with a 270 horsepower RX-7. Alright, 2 more laps. Oh, could have really stayed on the gas much more there. Also screwing up this one. And this one, screwing up all the corners basically. Ah, I thought I was in a different part of the track. In that long left-hander. I thought I was in the upcorning left-hander here. Alright, one more lap. Screwing up that one again. Oops, my bad. And there we go. Very nice. One moment, let's skip the replays. We are focused on progress. Let's get some stuff done finally. What shall we do? End the episode here, or do we squeeze in one more quick race? Let's just squeeze in one more quick race. Grand Valley Speedway, let's do it. Four laps, god damn it. Alright, at least we are against a little bit more modern Sylvia as well, so hopefully there will be a little bit of competition. Yeah, they are actually quicker than I am. That's nice. Oh shit. Alright, 240 SX. I don't know what kind of car that was. To be honest, I also don't really know the track that well. But we're going fine so far. Sorry. All right, 3 more laps. Hello people, hello people. I actually would have thought that, what is this, a 98 or something, RX-7, that it would be a bit quicker. Above 200, it barely accelerated anymore. Right, I actually also forgot the name of this track. It's not Apricot. Oops. Probably should keep it in third here. Man, there's a lot of time to be had over there. Right, kicking over the cones. Already wanted to do that for a while. Yeah, probably keeping it in third here is just as good. Right, was this the final lap? Yes, it was. And what was the name? Grand Valley Speedway. Alright. Grand Valley Speedway. I still find all the names. Apricot, Grand Valley. Midfields. Or is that Motegi? I don't even know. Deep Forests. And some others. I somehow find the names a little bit hard to really attach them to the tracks themselves. I often mix it up. Maybe that's also because some of the tracks they're all unique, but they're also a little bit similar sometimes. Alright, done. And then in the next episode we will continue like nothing ever happened with these 3 races. And then what do we have to do afterwards? Japanese Compact Cup. Alright, that is pretty fun, I would say. Close racing. Hopefully we will be able to do these 2 in the next episode, and then we are done with the Japanese regional events. After that we will be tackling the American events, which are not that many. Less than the Japanese ones. Also no championships, only 1 championship here. And then we will be doing the European events, which are more, but also pretty fun. British lightweight, like the Lotus, Deutsche Touring Car. But it is actually quite a lot, to be honest. But yeah, we will make our way through there, and then after that, the question is, do we also do the extreme events? I mean, it are really quite long races, these. This is, by the way, not too bad. These are only a couple of laps, but there are some of them that had like 70 laps or something. No, this is also doable. Alright, this is all very doable. This one I think as well. But this one is the hard one. Here, 60 laps. 127 laps, 64 laps. But of course, if you play it in a GT car, probably the laps will go by much quicker, so... Oh shit. So that is that, and then we have the real circuit tour. Let's see how many laps that are. Yeah, this is all pretty doable, I would say. And then we have the premium sports car lounge. Yeah, so this whole extreme events, it's actually quite doable. So I will be doing that as well. And then the endurance events, that is probably where I will say no, I will do other games. I will probably do it later if I have more time, but I don't have the time now. The tracks we already know quite well. We spend a lot of time on them already. But yeah, probably if I do need to do this 24-hour Nürburgring to get the Formula GT, I will probably do it in B-spec modes. And then for the rest, yeah. I would really like to get it to 100% the game in this playthrough, but I don't have the time to do multiple 24-hour races. Unless I do them all in B-spec, but yeah, that feels like, to me it feels like cheating, B-spec. B-spec is, yeah, you're not even driving. You're just letting the computer do its thing. It's like almost a waste of electricity, I would say. Anyways, I'm glad that we pretty much have an idea of what to do. Oh, and then there's one other thing. Besides these regional events and the extreme events that we will be tackling, there are also one-make races. I will probably be doing those as well. some of the car brands have some unique races. So that the only thing that I will be skipping are the endurance events. That will be pretty much the extent of the playthrough. Because we also already, of course, did do a lot. With the license tests, the driving missions, the special condition events, beginner events, professional events. Maybe I'm even forgetting something. Nah, that was pretty much it. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope to see you in the next one for the continuation of the 90s Festival Challenge in the Japanese regional events. Hope to see you there. For the meantime, don't forget, always do keep on gaming. Later.